very pleasant, a very pleasant good evening from Duputro, outside of the nation's capital, Monrovia. Welcome to News Desk. Today is Monday, December 18, 2023. I'm Augustine Sa presenting. In the headlines, President-elect Joseph Boakai to meet United States Ambassador to the UN, Linda Greenfield, and other top leaders on his visit to the U.S. set to return on Christmas Eve. Supreme Court condemns attack on the home of George Wise by protesters in Grangeda County. Stakeholders hold talks on a decision to endorse draft regulations granting rights to civilians and institutions to pose and import arms and ammunition in Liberia. And of the home front, huge explosion at the main oil refinery in Guinea's capital, Conakry, leaves at least 8 dead and thousands wounded, according to the BBC. The detail of these plus many more, the active voices of the newsmakers, your test react, that's the news bulletin, sports or package on tonight's edition of the program News Desk. Olivia Bowen is next with the news bulletin.
The office of the President-elect Joseph Boakai has disclosed a pending meeting with U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, Linda Greenfield, in the coming days. The President-elect is also expected to meet with the heads of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. According to the communication consultant to the office of the President-elect, Charles Nader, Boakai has been engaged in various groups, including Liberians, in the U.S. on his visit there. Snyder also noted that President-elect Joseph Boakai has been taking care of his health and having some rest after a tense campaign. He spoke Monday on the Truth Breakfast show from the United States, where he has traveled with the President-elect. The Supreme Court has condemned protest attack on the home of George Was, resident George of Grangeda County. On December 13, some citizens of Grangeda County staged a protest action at the home of George Was demanding the unconditional release from detention of their kinsmen and defendants who are facing trial for multiple criminal offenses. The High Court Monday, according to RCA judicial correspondents, said the action of the protesters endangered the lives of the judge and his family, thus undermining the importance of upholding the rule of law, maintaining the independence, neutrality, and integrity of the court. The Supreme Court further warned those citizens of Grangeda to be held accountable for their actions and seek redress through lawful means. The court also noted that it will not adjudicate a matter brought before it based on sentiments, but rather on the fundamental principles of the Liberian Constitution and the relevant laws controlling. Legal experts, security professionals, and representatives of security agencies have initiated a two-day discussion to endorse draft regulations granting rights to civilians and institutions to possess and import arms and ammunition in Liberia. The deliberation focuses on implementing the amended Fire and Ammunition Control Act of 2022 and is organized by the Liberian National Commission on Arms in collaboration with the United Nations Development Programme, Economic Community of West African States, and German Cooperation Agency. Speaking at the program, Thomas Colley, the acting chairman of the Liberian National Commission on Arms, urged participants to ensure that the draft regulations align with regional and international standards and best practices. Providing the keynote speech, Jefferson Kamau, the presidential advisor on national security, highlighted the escalating issue of arms and ammunition proliferation among non-state actors, leading to insecurity, criminal activities, and gangsterism in the West African region and beyond. The deliberation, set to conclude this Tuesday, brings together representatives from various entities, including the Liberian Immigration Service, the Armed Forces of Liberia, the Liberian National Police, and the National Security Agency. Nimba County District Number 7 Representative-elect Musability has officially presented his certificate of election to the people of the district amidst huge celebration. Bility was among about 73 elected lawmakers certificated by the National Elections Commission recently in Monrovia following their election during the October 10, 2023 polls. Speaking over the weekend to schools of supporters in Sakapia City, Representative-elect Musability thanked the supporters and the people of the district for their efforts that brought him to power, but urged them to put reconciliation first if they want him to succeed. At the same time, Bility reminded his supporters of being a man who needs unity to survive in Nimba County. He went on to officially present the certificate to the leaders of the district, 28 as the fruit of their hard labor. Meanwhile, several supporters of Representative-elect Bility who lined the streets to await his arrival with the NEC certificate if the district could not hold back their feelings of joy. The Liberian Children Education and Welfare Organization is calling on the incoming Unity Party's administration to upgrade the Monrovia Vocational Training Center to a degree-granting institution. Speaking to RCA News Monday in Painesville, the group's executive director, Tellus Johnson, called on the incoming government to also exclude the Monrovia Vocational Training Center from the Ministry of Youth and Sports, making it an autonomous agency. According to him, MVTC as an institution under the Ministry of Youth and Sports, there has not been much attention to youth programs, something he said is contributing to the increase in the number of disadvantaged youths in the country. Foreign Minister D. Maswakimiya has challenged graduates of the Baptist Theological Seminary to serve as agents of change in the country. Serving as the 41st convocation speaker of the Baptist Theological Seminary over the weekend, Minister Kimiya urged the graduates to use the knowledge gained to positively contribute to nation building. Minister Kimiya described theological education as a specialized knowledge, noted that it enables those who have acquired such to foster healing, peace, and unity within a nation. He further challenged the graduates to embrace the responsibility to address critical issues in Liberia and the world at large. Several marketers in the commercial hub of Red Light have expressed disappointment over what they described as illegal removal of their containers upon the order of the Supreme Court. Approximately 50 containers, including the Martin Luther King High School, were demolished as a result of a disputed land in the former Toto-based area in Red Light. Speaking to reporters on the weekend after the demolition process, the marketers described the situation as a setback to their businesses. A Liberian broadcast journalist, Magdalene Sarr, is admonishing youths in the country to be passionate about their careers. Madam Sarr said, youth, that's young people in Liberia, are finding difficulties to success in the areas of work due to the lack of passion. Speaking at the weekend, when she was named brand ambassador during the official launch of Chidad Construction Company of Africa in Painesville, Madam Sarr challenged employees of the institution to be result-driven. The security chief of Toll Farm Thomas Ellis has confirmed the flocking of a lady identified as Fatu Kekula leaving her unconscious for several hours in Toll Farm, Makwa Clown to the district in rural Montserrado County. The officer told our correspondent that the incident occurred at the weekend and was immediately informed by Josh Kekula, his deputy for operations, that he has badly beaten his girlfriend following misunderstanding between them. The assigned judge of the civil court says, as guardians of the Constitution and protector of individual rights, their decisions must be rooted in the rule of law. Judge Goda Bonard Elliott said they must commit themselves to the highest degree of impartiality and fulfill their duties in a manner that leaves no doubt that their decisions are consistent with the law. Judge Bonard Elliott, according to Arosia judicial correspondent, stressed that all must work together in ensuring that the perception of a corrupt judiciary is simply a mere fallacy, and with cooperation, they can achieve much during this term of court. Away from Liberia, a huge explosion at the main oil refinery in Guinea's capital, Conakry, has killed at least 8 people and wounded dozens, officials say. The explosion blew out the windows of nearby houses, and hundreds of residents fled the area, a witness said. The authorities have ordered schools in the city to close and urged workers to stay at home. The explosion was caused by a fire. It is unclear what started the blaze. Well, Augustine, that's a news bulletin.
George White by protesters in Virginia County. That's going to bring you this development. The office of the president-elect, Joseph Boakai, has disclosed a pending meeting with U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, Linda Greenfield, in the coming days. The president-elect is also expected to meet with the heads of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. Dash Nana is the communication consultant to the office of President-elect Joseph Boakai.
Part two of the trip. It means a lot to him, where he's going to be meeting with very, very important people. One of the high-stake persons that you'll be meeting is Linda Greenfield, the ambassador to the United Nations. Okay, that meeting will be coming up very shortly. Of course, he will be visiting among others who are standing by to meet with him are high-stake businesses. We cannot call the names right now, but I'm sure after everything is done, the Liberian people will be pleased that the Joseph Boakai's administration is going to start on the good foot.
What Liberia stands to benefit from that trade?
You have to meet and talk with your partners and your friend, and for them to even accept to meet with you, meaning there will be some good benefits because there's a new administration coming in, and they will need all the help that it needs. You know, it's the first time that I know in my life that a president-elect will sit and meet with such important people before they are inaugurated. So definitely, by them accepting, him to say, okay, let's come and talk and see what we can do. Definitely there's something good in the package for him and his administration.
He's Charles Nadal, the communication consultant to the president-led of Liberia, Joseph Wakai. Nima County District 7 Representative-elect Musa Benete has officially presented his certificate of election to the people of the district amidst huge celebration. Benete was among about 73 elected lawmakers certificated by the National Elections Commission recently in Monrovia, following the election during the October 10, 2023 polls. Speaking over the weekend to schools of supporters in Circuit PA City, Representative-elect Musa Benete thanked his supporters and the people of the district for their efforts that brought him to power, but urged them to be reconciliatory.
I ask you, as a pastor, as charging my supporters, when you win, it is God that made you to win. Do not pick victory to put in the face of those who lost. Let us use victory to unite. It was not easy. Everybody on all the path was right. We all said things that we were not supposed to say. But it's all over now. And it's time for us to rebuild our district. Please, especially those who struggle hard for me to be where I am today. If you did it so that I would succeed, my first step, my first plea to you when you go today, there's someone in your heart that you consider to be your enemy number one because of the election. Please reach out to the person. Reach out to the person. When you reach out, some of them will call you. Some of them will not answer your phone call. Some of them will not speak to you. But don't give up. Pick up for that person and put that person in your shoe. You and myself were in the room every day. We work hard. We stay up late night. Just imagine if we are lost, how you would feel. The same way it was never acceptable to you to lose, it's the same way it was never acceptable to that person.
His Nima County District 7 Representative-elect Musa Benete. Meanwhile, several supporters of Representative Benete could not hold back their feelings, and this is how they express themselves.
My name is Martina Zewe, the founder of United Winning for Ability. And this morning I'm so overjoyed. Wow. So receive my representative in the district. What a big town for our representative to take his certificate of his people.
How are you, the women of Vapor, are on the street today?
Yes, this is what we are here for. Because we struggled to get this power. We were instructed. But finally, we made it. So we are happy. And in the district, as any other person that was representative elect or elected to bring his certificate to his people, we are overjoyed. We want to tell God thank you. All my women in district number 7, to be exact, we beg, because we will be hosting the certificate. The certificate will be submitted to us first before going to Joe Bound. So I want them to come on in numbers.
The supporters, speaking on behalf of supporters of Representative-elect Musa Benete. Foreign Minister D. Mazra Kemia has challenged graduates of the Baptist Theological Seminary to serve as agents of change in the country. Serving as the 41st Convocation Speaker of the Baptist Theological Seminary over the weekend, Minister Kemia urged the graduates to use the knowledge gained to positively contribute to nation building.
Nigeria, Africa, and the world. It must be noticed that it is not enough to simply possess knowledge. It is more enough to utilize that knowledge to continue on the path of transforming the country from what it is. You must be ready to put our lives to action, to be the team we wish to see. Let us begin by reflecting on the present issues. So let us is the meaning and specialized knowledge, which has given you the power and wisdom for the healing, reconciliation, and unity. over conflict or war, reconciliation over division, unity over disunity, and virtue over vice in our society. And we stand on the threshold of the new chapter in your respective lives. You are made with an immense responsibility. The word living is beset by numerous challenges.
It's Liberia of Foreign Minister of the Masford Kimia. Several marketers in the commercial hub of Red Light have expressed disappointment over what they described as illegal removal of their containers upon the order of the Supreme Court. Approximately 50 containers, including the Martin Luther King High School, were demolished as a result of a disputed land in the former Toto Base area in Red Light. They spoke to Avasia reporter.
My name is James Staton Riches. From Stephen setting in an issue. The issue is we have been very, very frustrated. We don't know what to do. We were called this morning and they are not machine here to clear all our things from here. At least they should get all the CC for us to say we are single parent. What we are all here. We are already notified for the removal of the No, I was not notified. They picked me as surprise. Right now, as I'm speaking, I heard that there was a memorandum of understanding between the landowner and that of the marketeer. He never told us. I am not aware of it. When you got paid rent in this place? Of course, yes. We pay rent. We pay rent. We pay after every 3 months we pay. And you think you still have rent in this place? Of course. You still have time? Of course. Why do you want the government of the Republic? That they come on behalf of us. Because it's not easy. Right now we need to pay our children's school fee. It's not easy for us. Our pressure all go up. It's not easy. Let the government come to our aid. It's not easy. We are tuning to that. You can see for the bank. That's why you are saying? Yes. That's what we living on. What's your fear? My fear is how will I pay those people money? Now my fear because they will never consider what I'm saying now. All they know they need that money, okay? My name is Johnson. From where they are selling the same place while they're breaking. I'm saying you are sad this moment. What is it? Yeah, because this morning we came to our business area to open our business to start selling. We just saw a group of peers using paper fork. We saw people from the court and then they started talking our goods after they said we should leave the place for full of me. And I gave us any time to enter the property. We just give them money. We saw them talking our things outside. They said we shouldn't sell. They said they come and create a whole area. Our continuous all year. You can see our continuous all year. We spend money to build these things here. They cause a lot of damage because they see somehow we have put our money in goods to sell and get our money off. Now we're not be able to sell to get our money off.
Angry marketers there from the commercial hub of Red Light expressing disappointment or what they described as illegal removal of their containers upon the order of the Supreme Court, calling on the government to intervene. Wherever you just tuned in, you're listening to the Monday, December 18, 2023 edition of the program News Desk. It is a production of news about Liberia, Africa, in our one word. My name is Augustine Sarr presenting, and these are the top stories we are closely following tonight. President-elect Joseph Boakai to meet United States Ambassador to the UN, Linda Greenfield, and other top leaders on his visit to the US, set to return on Christmas Eve. Supreme Court condemns attack on the home of George Wise by protesters in Grandida County. Stakeholders who talks on a decision to indulge draft regulations granting rights to civilians and institutions to carry and import arms and ammunition in Liberia. And of the home front, huge explosion at the main oil refinery in Guinea's capital, Conakry, leaves alleged 8 dead and dozen wounded, according to the BBC. Let's now bring you this development just before we bring you sports. Legal experts, security professionals, and representatives of security agencies have initiated a 2-day discussion to endorse draft regulations granting rights to civilians and institutions to possess and import arms and ammunition in Liberia. The deliberation focuses on implementing the amended Fire and Ammunition Control Act of 2022, and it's organized by the Liberia National Commission on Arms in collaboration with the United Nations Development Program, Economic Community of West African States, and German Cooperation Agency. Speaking at the program, Thomas Scotty, the acting chairman of the Liberia National Commission on Arms, urged participants to ensure that the draft regulations align with regional and international standards and best practices.
The operation of this question. 9 minutes.
We love to apologize for that wrong episode right here on News Desk. With just before Brinky's post, the Liberian Children Education and Welfare Organization is calling on the incoming Unity Party administration to upgrade the Morovia Vocational Training Center to a degree granting institution. Speaking to RCR News Monday in Painesville, the group's executive director Taylor Johnson called on the incoming government to also exclude the Morovia Vocational Training Center from the Ministry of Youth and Sports, make it an autonomous agency.
For Liberia to grow when it's to another level, we need all aspects of people. So we have come today to call upon a new team in that nature that is going in, the president-elect, and to our educational stakeholder. And there is a need to do things different at this time. Both especially that to mean that many of our young people who want to get the technical field, they find a way out. Many of them you will see today, they will leave from Monrovia, get in the car, spend years in Maryland County to Atomic University. They will go for 4 years just to get a degree in technology. Then they will leave Monrovia and go to BWR just to be an engineer, to do some technical field. Whereas in Monrovia, we have a government-owned building that will be turned to a technical renting college that every young person can go there and get a fee instead of going to Maryland County. And that is the MVC. The other created MVC as well was directed and other put MVC under the Ministry of Youth and Sport. In the past, because our little population, MVC was doing very well. But then when you go, that is see, you go to other places, you will see MVC graduate for the 80s, showcasing and saying because the population was small. So, but then the Ministry of Youth and Sport was able to take charge. Today, as the population grew, and Ministry of Youth and Sport have lack of activity, even the sporting activity that they have done, they are unable to follow due to financial. So we are saying, no, it is important that as we reach this stage and move toward development in all aspects, we want to call on government, on the new team that is going to that situation, to hear our cry and bring us this permission.
Johnson, they're speaking with RCR News. With nearly half an hour past 8 o'clock, I'll bring you sports right here on News Desk with Naomi Tabia.
Good evening, Boston. Good evening, everyone. Savannah's Nemlin has been nominated for the 2023 Best King Super League Player of the CC Award following his outstanding debut season with FC Stockholm. The Brand Players Updates reported that the 25-year-old was one of the standout performers in the just ended European Super League, missing out on the Golden Boot by the narrowest of margins on the season's final day. He also concluded the season as Stockholm teammates' leading scorer and assist provider with 12 goals and 6 assists in 26 league appearances. In another development, after his first season in the Malaysian Premier League, Abu Kamar's market worth reaches 200,000, the highest of his career, with 13 goals in 2022 league appearances for Kuching City. He concluded the season as the highest scoring Liberian in the Malaysian Super League, ahead of Pan Sherman and Marcus Macaulay. He also finished as the 4th highest scorer in the 2023 Malaysian Super League. Deputy Minister of Sports at the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Andy Komi, has disclosed that the ministry will meet with officials of participating counties in the National County Sports Meet to discuss the reimbursement of their expensive meal to various venues of the host counties. You can record a local news network announced the postponement of the nation's biggest sporting event at a request of the incoming government unity parties, stating that in 2017, the transitional team of then President-elect George Manavia requested the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government to kindly leave the hosting of the National County Sports Meet for the real-life government to host, and Madam Sirleaf agreed. In the same vein, the transitional team of President-elect Joseph Yuma Barkai had made similar request, and President George Weah has accepted. Minister Kwame confirmed the postponement of the sporting events on sports stock at the weekend, but couldn't tell when the communication from the incoming government was received by the Ministry of Youth and Sports. He added that the issue of the Asla Mentor 80,000 United States dollars donation will be addressed with officials of counties along with the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Whereas Manchester City will play Copenhagen in the last 16 of the Champions League, while Arsenal face Porto. Danish champions Copenhagen, who finished above Manchester United in their group, reached the knockout stage for the first time since 2011. The first leg takes place on 13 to 14 or 20 to 21 February, and the second on 5 to 6 or 12 to 13 March. City and Arsenal are seeded, meaning they will play the second leg at home. Record 14 winners Real Madrid meet RB Leipzig, while Inter Milan runners-up last season play Atletico Madrid and Bayern Munich face Lazio. The final takes place at Wembley on 1 June. That's all for our sports desk.
Mother Nusa is encouraging youth in my country to be passionate about their careers. Mother Nusa said young people in Liberia are finding difficulties to success in areas of work due to lack of action.
In our country, those of you who have been selected or who will be selected on this company, you have to know while we are selling the company out there, we are preaching, we are building the image of Chile out there. You also have to be very professional. Whatever it takes for you to be professional, I get the training, but whatever it takes for you to be very professional in doing your job, you have to do it, and you have to be very patient. So I'm a very blunt person. I will tell you, not on the radio, but I will come in a close door and tell you what you are doing is not good, and I will be in it. And I'm not in it because of the few dollars I'm assigned today. It is small for today, but I know that in the future it is going to grow and will grow. But you have to love what you do. You have to be very passionate about what you do. Forget about the money. Forget about what you're getting. What you are doing, the Bible says that whatever your hands found you doing, do it with all your ability, do it with all your might. So you don't take, for me, I'm a hard worker. I don't take work so like I be like a job myself.
Providing overview of the company, the chief executive officer of Shida Tractors Johnson said the company is 100% Liberian owned that has over 20 individuals in its employ.
Shida Construction Company of Africa is 100% Liberian owned, and Shida Construction was founded by in 2022. But back then, the Shida was just in the mouth, and Shida was like a dream that has come to pass. Shida came to this level because we were able to meet people that help, people that guide us, people that nurture us, people that open our eyes to see the reality about life. Those people, some of them were names were called here, and so that we realize that it is good to make your impact through what you have. So we had a painful story from the back where we all tried, we got to drop out of university because there was nothing. We had to fall back, but immediately we met the name Thomas Dennis, we met the name Arizona, we met the name James Sumo, and then things started to change, and those were things that gave birth to Chida Construction. As we speak to you, Chida Construction has about 12 people that by the grace of God are relying on Chida Construction, and we have more than 15 contractors that are relying on us and depending on us by the grace of God.
The chief executive officer of Chida Tractors Johnson. Today's development, the chief security of 205, Thomas Ellis, has confirmed the flocking of a lady identified as Batu Kakura, leaving her unconscious for several hours in 205, Marquette Clown District, rural Montserrat County. Kakura explained that following the fist fight that led to the lady being unconscious, he tried taking his girlfriend to the nearby health facility, but was not treated due to lack of finance.
The operation of this is in the George so we now particularly pursue him for the money so the whole of him is money so that they have it and merciful. Could you just describe the condition? Well, she's unable to walk and you say her body is hurting, her leg is hurting. I see some mark on her head that somebody hit on somebody how they know. So I think her condition is not looking too favorable for me as I see her. Let's talk.
As chief of security on this farm, you said George in question was arrested by you. Where's George personally?
George is at Kenfu personally because according to him, some men were in pursuit of him to commit more justice. So he ran away from him because he was trying to find money. We all initiated money so that he could get some money, go and feed the woman or to take all the medical fees.
On that note, that's how we'll have to leave here on this Monday, 18 December 2023, edition of the program News Desk. But just before we leave you, let's remind you of the top stories we followed tonight. President-elect Joseph Boakai to be United States Ambassador to the UN, Linda Greenfield, and other top leaders on his visit to the U.S. set to return on Christmas Eve. Supreme Court condemns attack on the home of George Wise by protesters in Grangeda County. Stakeholders hold talks on a decision to indulge draft regulations granting rights to civilians and institutions to carry and import arms and ammunition in Liberia. And out of the home front, huge explosion at the main oil refinery in Guinea's capital Conakry leaves at least 8 people dead and dozens wounded, according to the BBC. We'd love to say thanks to you for your listening role. Thanks to our reporters, correspondents, and contributors for making this production a success. Thanks as well to our affiliate radio stations for reading our news. Johnson Batoma, Sala Control, and coordinated the sounds aspect. Olivia Bowen brought you the news bulletin. Now being Tapia read for you sports. I'm Augustine Sai presented. Thanks for listening.
When it comes to communication in Liberia, Orange is number 1.
Orange is the best! Orange is the best! Oh, Orange is the best!
Orange is the best!
Strongest network, widest coverage.
Orange is the best!
Fastest internet speed.
Orange is the best!
People, Orange is the best! Yes! Orange is the best!
Lavakite, Naratama, please woo. Company Guinea, that's a Riboga Orange, Topaga number 1. So we need to.
Company Sita, ma Orange, I don't got it, yes.
Orange will want you that telephone on phone.
Reliable, trusted, and dependable.
Orange is about 7. Yeah, Orange is
Orange is the best!
It's all about what matters to you. Orange.